is Maria, and today I wanted to share a quick video on how I color. It's I follow the basic Copic method, which is the Copic company that makes, I know many of you have heard of it, makes the Copic markers, which I am totally in love with, and I love this alcohol-based markers. They blend beautifully and they have a large collection of colors. And this image right here that I want to color real quick is from the company. It's called Smooches, and it's from the stamp set. It's called Sunnyville, and they make such super cute images, and I just been dying to work with them. I've had them for a while and I didn't have a chance to play with them. So it also has a matching die set. So I am going to just today color, and then later on at the end of the video I'm going to post a finished card that I make with this image here that I'm about to color. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use Y13, Y11. I was going to use my Y15, but it's drying out, so I won't use it. And then I'm gonna probably add some YR20 or one little darker, just to add a little dimension to the coloring, some darker shading. And for the clouds, I am going to use C1 and C3 and possibly the colorless blender. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I stamped a couple of them just in case I mess one up. And I wanted to make a reference to Copic in the Craftroom. I've been looking at her videos, and I like some of her techniques, and are very similar to the way I color. So I will reference to her website, but it's basically we color basically the same way. I mean, she has her own technique, but mine is similar, and I watch her videos and use some of her techniques on my own coloring for inspiration. So I am going to start with Y11. I'm going to start with this super cute sun here. I sometimes start with the darker, sometimes with the lighter. It depends. So in this case, I am going to start with the lighter one. So I am going to start from the bottom. Oh, and I used, to ink it up, I used Memento ink, Tuxedo Black. It's safe for Copic markers. So I am just going to lay down the base color for my sun, my super cute and happy sun. And I'm just gonna cover the whole area, and then I'm gonna do the rays later, but I'm just gonna concentrate on the middle here, on the face of the sun. Isn't he cute? Okay, then I'm gonna go with my Y13, and I am going to start a little bit of shading. So I do the lighter covers the whole area, and the darker ones just covers part of the area to add some shading to it. So since the sun is snuggling here with the cloud, I'm gonna add some darker coloring on that area where it's closest to the cloud, where you would think it would cast a bit of a shadow. Hope you can see that. And I'm gonna leave it like that. Then I'm going to blend the Y11 with the Y13, just to give it a smooth transition here. And I'm just going to pull the color out. And that's the beauty of this alcohol markers. I'm sure you've heard about them because they're alcohol based. They blend very nicely. So I am going to try with YR20, see if I can add a little bit of a darker shading. If I don't like it, then I can always go with a darker one. Let's see. Let's start here. See how that looks. The YR is white and red, so they will complement each other. So you can see how that's starting to look. And I just pull it out a little more. and leave it like that. Now I am going to go back with Y13, and I am going to smooth out this area here where the two colors meet. Right here, and then just pull out. So you can see I'm not going all the way from here. I'm just here where the colors meet. I'm just blending that color just to make sure it looks nice and smooth. And then I am going to finish off with Y11. And I'm gonna do it from the top instead of just to blend them this way. I like sometimes to do it like this. And you can see now the difference between the colors here and here. So it adds a little nice depth to the image. Now let's work on the sun rays, and this time I'm going to start with the darkest one, which is YR20. And I am just gonna, it's gonna be very simple, nothing too dramatic here. Just, you know, and I turn the paper as I color, that way I get a better angle. Just like that. I'm just gonna keep it simple. Then I'm gonna go with Y13 and just this color over the dark one that I just put down. And then to finish it off, I'm going to use Y11 just to get those little areas that I didn't color. And I am not blending a whole lot here, just filling in the color. And if I want to add a little more or the darker shade, I can do that. Which I just might do that. So I'm going to go back with my YR20. And you do this, you know, you can go over not as many times as you want, because the more you add, the more the paper gets saturated. But, you know, it's pretty forgiving, the paper. I'm using Neenah 80-pound cardstock. And it's pretty forgiving when it comes to the coloring, the applying color to it. So there we have that. I'm just going to add a little darker here because this arm is kind of hiding under here. So there we go. So now we're going to go on the clouds. And I am not very good with clouds, I have to admit, but I'll do my best. So I have C1. And I just want to kind of follow the shapes of the cloud, I guess. You don't have to, just to give a little something, because you don't want a flat white cloud, right? So I just kind of follow the curves, and this is just extra clouds that I colored. I'm gonna cut them out later. So, and I'm gonna keep them very simple. I may do a little blush on the cheeks, if it has cheeks. I don't think I'm gonna use C3. I'm just gonna use the colorless blender just to smooth, kind of soften, not smooth, but kind of soften the color, the gray color I just added. I don't know if you can see that, how it just doesn't have any color in it. It just sort of blends things a little, takes color away, softens any darker colors that maybe you think you put too much of. And just, you know, just leave it nice and soft. Maybe, as I can never leave things alone for too long, I'm going to just add a little bit of C3. And be very careful, because as you can see, it's darker than the C1, obviously. And then I'll go back with the C1 and then just kind of blend it with the darker shade. I just like to see contrast. If it's way too soft, I'm not happy with it. Then I'm going to go back with C1. And again, if it's too dark, then I go back with the colorless blender and take some of that extra color that I don't want out. So as you can see, I'm just doing like curls, almost curls on the clouds. And I'm gonna go again with the colorless blender and just soften the color that I just put down. Sometimes I do get carried away, but it makes a difference when you're done. Okay, so that's basically what I did here. I'm gonna cut this cutie clouds and sun out, and oh, I'm gonna add a little blush to the cloud there. I have, for the blush, I like to use a Prismacolor pencils. I don't have a super large collection, but I do have some to add something, you know, little details on that I don't want to use Copics with. So as you can see, I am just very gently, I just like the powdery effect that it creates. You can see it's just so cute, it's ever so soft on the cloud, and it just adds that little something that it needed. And basically that is how I color. Again, I was making a reference to Copic and the Craftroom because I have seen her videos before, and I think she has very nice tips and ideas and suggestions and very good tutorials on how to color with Copic markers. And I wanted to do a video also to show how I've been inspired by her videos and also how I do color myself. So please go ahead and feel free to like my video and comment below. And again, I will link to Copic and the Craftroom at the in the description area. And I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.